Second part of the process, the salesman arrives at the homeowner's house.
Hi, Mr. Shell. I'm John from JC Fence. How are you?
Good, I'm Rob. Nice to meet you.
Good. Heard you looking for a fence.
I am. So what I'd like to do is replace my wooden fence with vinyl fence. And I'd love to throw a double drive gate back here.
Okay. All right. Now we're going up here as well with the vinyl?
Yep.
Across the front as well?
Across the front, across the side.
Okay. All right.
Let me hold that for you.
Thank you, sir.
So now that we know a run, the salesman would enter his 100-foot tape measure, get the measurement across the yard, and once the measurement is received, he'll handwrite the measurement onto the paper contract, making any notes that he needs to about the area. The gate will need to be able to be dragged in from a sidebar so that it can be placed into the drawing, and ideally, when a click and point is started, when it would end at a terminal station, each dot would be drawn in based off of the style of fence that has been picked, so that the gate can slide in, and then the math will be reworked to figure out how many poles are needed.
And yes, I would like to turn the corner here and keep continuing the fence along the wall.
Okay. All right. So see that you have a little bit of rock ledge over here. So what we'll do is we're going to run a couple of panels up to the rock.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then what did you have in mind for?
I would like
Here.
to step up to get back on top.
Okay. Do you care about heights?
Nope.
All right, so for right here, we're going to need a taller post. All right,
Okay.
after this post is set, what we're going to be doing is we're going to custom drill, or just drill in two separate spots that'll allow us to step up and over the rock.
Beautiful.
Okay.
At this point, John makes a note on his same paper contract, drawing onto the contract the rock boulder wall, connotating that an extra long pole would be needed, and a process commonly used in fencing is stepping will be used.
And we're going to run this all the way down to,
All the way down to the end.
okay,
And then, if possible, I would like to keep the heights the same once we get on top of the wall here.
on top. Okay, so looking at the wall right now, all right, we're not going to be able to go into the wall. We're going to have to go behind the wall. All right, I wouldn't want to mess with the integrity of that wall.
At this point, John would be connotating that the customer has stated that the fence height should be the same getting onto the wall. This will require custom-built fencing, and another drop-down bar menu or slide-on style would have to be dragged in to let our installers know this is a custom-built area. The second was mentioned that the wall lacks integrity and it would not be able to be installed on it. A wall would have to be able to be inserted onto the drawing, and also hard digging charges are added to harder than normal digging. We should be able to tell the app what poles are worth more money to us on the labor charge, so that at the end it can calculate appropriately. This situation would call for a hard digging charge on these poles' labor.
And what style are we going to go?
I would like 4-foot chain link up here.
Okay.
Rob has now mentioned that he would like to change styles, and we will need to be able to have more than one style per contract. Each of these styles may result in different linear foot widths for the product. For example, chain link will come in 10, where the customer's previously requested vinyl will come in 8s.
And then what's your thought process for this side right here?
Now here I would like to go from the chain link 4-foot back down to the 6-foot privacy.
Okay. Did you want a taper right here? Transition from a 4 to a 6?
Yes, please.
Okay.
At this point, the salesman has asked the customer if they would like to transition heights, which is a very custom move in the fencing department. At this point, John will now be adding a note to his contract that the customer would like to insert a taper. Again, a taper slide-in menu would be perfect to be able to connotate where a taper will go in a project.
Once we turn this corner back here, I would like to get my fence to connect to my existing fence.
Okay. So we're going to run into a little bit of hot top right here, which means that we may need a rock drill or a jackhammer or sorts. Okay, in case we have to run into any digging that's the norm.
At this point, John is making comment about the hut top that is on the property. Oftentimes, JC Fence will encounter hut top, concrete, or rocks that will require further equipment, a rock drill or a jackhammer. We should be able to add that as a note onto the app as well.
The grade 2, we're going to have to rack down, okay? And anything that is damaged over here will have to be cold patched after.
Common to stepping, as previously noted, racking is a second highly used form of fencing. Whenever a grade is in the picture, we must be able to make note and tell our installers that grades exist for racking, stepping, or any other installation technique.
You want to tie back into the existing post?
I would like to tie back into the existing fence to finish the job, yes.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to drill the top and we're going to drill the bottom in order for the rails to line up at 6 feet.
At this point, John explains that we must drill into an existing fence here at this point in order to connect the new fence into it. A drill on site or attachment fee is common to fencing, and we would like to be able to add that. Last, as we finish the contract, as mentioned in the initial steps, takedown and removal of existing fence is also highly used. We will need to be able to highlight certain runs of the fence or new runs of fence that are in other locations that new fence won't be going back into, so that we can have accurate measurements of takedown, removal, so that we can price it per foot with labor and dump included. That would end our appointment and bring us back to step 3, which is writing up of the contract at home.
Nice meeting you. Thanks for coming out.
Nice